You've already heard turn off notifications, turn on black and white filter, and delete all social media apps. And the truth is, just sticking with that works. Your screen time will lower, you'll get back all those hours you would be wasting on your phone, and progress becomes way easier. Whether it's in relationships, your hobbies, or pretty much everything you want. However, most people do that for 2 days and then go back to scrolling. But the good news are, there's one thing that actually determines if you are going to stick with it or if you quit somewhere along the way. If you don't know me yet, my name is Lawrence and I quit all those apps like TikTok, Instagram and Snapchat about 2 years ago. Before I quit, my phone really had control over my life. But after, I got back agency. I went from wasting hours on pointless games and social media to now learning an instrument, going to the gym and even making my first money online. The thing that made me stick with not using those apps was having a strong why. In this video, you'll learn why the why changes everything, why you don't have it already and nobody talks about it, and the simple 4-step process to get a strong why quickly. Why is a strong why a strong reason to quit social media or decrease our screen time? Why is that so important? The reason is pretty simple actually. We are emotional creatures, and the problem of scrolling, overconsumption, it's an emotional problem. We don't decide to scroll away hours of our time on TikTok. We don't think, okay, now it would be a great idea to just waste 5 hours on TikTok. That's an emotional problem. And to solve this emotional problem, we need an emotional solution. And an emotional solution in this case is having a strong why, a strong reason behind quitting social media or decreasing our screen time in general. Because probably logically you already know how to decrease your screen time. Turning off notifications, turning on black and white filter, just deleting those apps and just not using them, just not using your phone all the time. But the reason why you are not sticking with that, why you're actually not doing it already, is because you don't have a strong reason why you want to do it. A deep reason why you should resist the urge to pull out your phone and scroll. This is what actually makes you stop scrolling and start living life. But why don't you have a strong why already? And why does nobody talk about this? Because it's more or less unconscious. I would say pretty much all of the people who successfully decreased their screen time or quit social media, they had a strong reason, but it was unconscious. So for example, with me, I didn't sit down and thought about why I want to quit. That's not what I did, and that's probably also not what most people do. But at the end of the day, that's the thing that really changes everything, having this strong why. And most people who quit social media or decreased their screen time successfully, they already had a strong why. They built it unconscious. And the people who give this advice already had it unconsciously. Because of that, they often don't talk about it. But at the end of the day, a strong why is the foundation that makes you stick with all this advice you hear out there, how to decrease your screen time. The thing is, without a strong why, you probably will keep wasting your time. But the good news are, there is a simple way to get this strong why consciously. You probably don't have a strong why yet because you have never really asked yourself that question. So first, take out a piece of paper. Then, second, really ask yourself that question. Why do you want to quit social media? Or why do you want to decrease your screen time? And then write it down. The reason why you should write it down on a piece of paper is just that it's a way more efficient way to think than just keeping it inside your head. Because if you really write it down, you are forced to end your thoughts. If you're just in your head, you often don't even finish your thoughts and don't really come to a conclusion. So ask yourself, why do you want to decrease your screen time? And then maybe think 10 years into the future. How will my life be different when I keep wasting my time all the time, when I keep giving away my time for free? Or how will my life be different when I invest all those hours? Like the average person is spending 912 hours a year on social media. 912 hours per year. And now imagine you would invest this time in something that's really meaningful to you, like maybe learning a skill, learning a hobby, or anything else. It's a huge difference. And the third step in the process is to really go deep. Because if you just write down, okay, I want to quit social media, or I want to decrease my screen time because it's bad for me, that's not deep enough. That's not emotional enough. That's not really connecting on a deep level with you. Just ask yourself again, okay, why is this bad for me? And then you will maybe say, okay, because I'm wasting my potential here. And then ask yourself again, okay, why is it important for me to actually use my potential? And then the answer is maybe, when I'm sitting on my deathbed at 90 years old, I don't want to look back on a life where I just scrolled and didn't live life really. And this is a strong why. It just has to connect with you on a deep level. Maybe your why is similar to what I just said, but you really have to do it yourself. And then the fourth step is to just keep it present in your mind. Because if you just ask yourself this question and you have a good why, but you don't keep it in your mind and you forget it 2 hours later and just keep scrolling, of course, then it doesn't really help. But if you really keep it present, the pain of giving into the urge of pulling out your phone and scrolling, this pain is higher than actually just not scrolling. Because, of course, not scrolling is also a pain if you have the urge to scroll. Because maybe it's uncomfortable. Maybe you are bored, maybe you feel lonely or stressed. And then not having this distraction of your phone can be a bit painful. But if you have this strong why, then the pain of using it and knowing that it's really keeping you away from the life you want to live, then this pain of using it should be higher than the pain of not using it. And if this is the case, you won't use the phone. It's as easy as that. So the 4-step process is to take out a piece of paper, to ask yourself, why do you actually want to quit social media, or why do you actually want to decrease your screen time? And then to really go deep, find something that really resonates with you on a deep level, and then keep it present in your mind. If you have done that, congratulations, I'm proud of you. And if you now have a strong enough why, which you should have if you have just done all those steps I told you, then your screen time will lower. And progress in pretty much every area of life gets easier. Whether it's relationships, money, hobbies, or anything else you want, it gets easier by decreasing your screen time. And if you don't know the basics of decreasing your screen time, you can also watch this video right here. Bye.